Today on the show, we are talking wellness with Dr. Fairbanks from Fairbanks Art of Plastic Surgery, and we are introducing a new segment, Dr. Hatch's Wellness Story. Are you excited?
I am excited, and we have a new cat in the studio.
Oh, yes, we do. All this and more, and chickens in-house. They're not outside, so it'll be exciting. You're going to want to stick around. All of this and more happening right here, right now on Talk365TV. Here we go. Welcome to our show, everybody. We're super happy you're here. We are happy it's a new year. It is getting warm. It's my favorite time of year. And Mr. Trip Mitchell, I've missed you.
Well,
Where have you been?
I'm running around like crazy, but here is the news.
Okay, I'm ready.
The important news. My hockey team has finally won a game with me this year.
Oh, wow. New knees, new hips.
Well, I had the
new shoulder.
New double hernia.
Oh.
So the team went on a little winning streak when I was gone, but I'm back now. And you know, you want to feel good about your teammates winning when I'm not there, right. But it does affect, and but life is good. You were looking lean and mean. What is the key to your success?
Apparently makeup and a fake tan.
Okay.
And I do intermittent fasting, and when I'm really semi good at sticking to that, not eating until 3 o'clock, just some coffee. And then I've been doing vegetarian stuff for the last year, and it was tricky to figure out how to do it. And I'm still open to suggestion. What are you doing? What's 2022 Trips diet?
Well, we are going to a 12-day bike trip through Europe.
Oh my. Have you been preparing? You have a Peloton.
I do have a Peloton. I hate the Peloton. I like a recumbent bike. So here's what I've done. So now you know we're addicted to pickleball. So we joined Salt Lake County Rec, so I can go to all the gyms there. For people above a certain age, it's $20 a month for Vita and I.
Oh, that's cheap.
But the cool thing about going to the Salt Lake County Rec is that I'm the youngest guy in the gym when I go.
Oh, so you're super hot.
Wonderful. Oh,
all the ladies get excited.
Yes.
Mr. Trip Mitchell's in the house.
And you know, you've got the women in the pool. We go to the Holiday Lions Club, and the women in the pool are all 80 plus. You know, a lot of bikinis. But I like a recumbent bike because it's very comfortable, and I work really hard on it, but it's comfortable. So I've got to switch to a Peloton. And
I've never been able to do the upright bike. I feel like the recumbent gets your butt, which you want that like cute butt, right?
Well,
I'm currently working on having Best Butt 2021. I'm just letting it
extend. Wait, it's 2022.
No, I'm going to have Best Butt 2021. It's a whole competition with some of my colleagues. Nate from Factory 6. I've got a friend Rodney who's in the mix. It's a whole thing.
I don't want to say anything, but
it just kept getting pushed, and I'm still going to win. Okay,
well, we're going to take a short break on that intellectual. What a smart way to start your day here on a beautiful morning. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow. Thanks to your support, you've helped make MyPillow become one of the fastest growing companies in America. Over the last 12 years, you've helped MyPillow create thousands of jobs right here in the USA.
When I got MyPillow, I'm asleep almost immediately. I stay asleep at night and I wake up more well-rested in the morning.
That's why I invented MyPillow. My patented fill adjusts to your exact individual needs and helps keep your neck supported and aligned. I'm interrupting this commercial right now. Retailers have canceled MyPillow, and to thank you for your support, I'm gonna pass the savings directly on to you. Go to MyPillow.com right now to get deep discounts on all MyPillow products. For example, you can get my premium MyPillows regularly $69.98, now just $29.98, the lowest price ever.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Talk365 TV's Wellness Minute is brought to you by Dr. Grant A. Fairbanks. And welcome back to Talk365 TV. I'm Trip Mitchell, and the bookworm to my immediate left, camera right, is Holly Love, looking much smarter with the glasses. We'll get to that in a second. And we're talking about things that we've gotten that make 2022 a much better year.
Yep.
And I got this mug from Vita's niece. The slogan just meant the world to me. And this girl is amazing. When she was 15, she moved over to stay with family friends in Germany with very small knowledge of the language, went to public high school in Germany, is now a sophomore at Bard Berlin.
Wow.
And she is going to be, her life is going to be pretty wonderful, but this mug had made me very happy. Now, tell me about what you're wearing.
Well, I would like to go back in time, not only to win the Best Butt 2021 competition, but also to invest in the blue blocker technology for our phones and our computers, because I was given a gift card from my mom to go to Nordstrom Rack probably for the last 3 years, and I'm just horrible at shopping for myself. So I'm plugging both.
By the way, Nordstrom Rack is great.
The best. I finally have coats. I moved back from LA 5 years ago. I finally have 2 coats that I found. They're beautiful.
You moved back 8 years ago, by the way. We've been doing this show
2014.
7 years.
Oh my gosh. I've been saying 5 years for 7 years.
Okay.
But these glasses, as far as that direction go to how long you can actually focus and concentrate, I hadn't put together that watching a computer screen, and as much as you look in it, how much it makes you actually mentally tired.
Really?
I just hadn't correlated the two.
I've never seen you in glasses before. You know what she looks like on a movie, you know,
where I'm going to like take them off and,
and you loosen her hair,
and
yeah, she's all of a sudden become the hot chick.
Right, it's cliche and silly.
How much were they?
They were $8. So they're Steve Madden, and they were
$8, and I paid 99 cents.
Well, those are not blue blockers, are they?
No.
Because they do have readers and blue blockers, because I made Andy get some. We didn't really give them that much credit. We've heard people talk about it. In fact, Dr. Fairbanks and Danny were the ones that told me, because they know I struggle with migraines and all of the above, and they're like, you're crazy not to wear these. Like, they genuinely work. I recommend it. Do it, have it change your life. Send us a note about it, because it's an unsolicited plug, just out of love. Change your life doing something super simple.
What are we doing right now?
So coming up, we have your Wellness Minute with Dr. Fairbanks from Fairbanks Art of Plastic Surgery. He is talking all about facelifts and how right now is a great time if you're interested in the procedure or anything along the lines of New Year, New You.
Talk365 TV's Wellness Minute is brought to you by Wellness Team Expert, Dr. Grant A. Fairbanks.
I'm Dr. Grant A. Fairbanks, board-certified plastic surgeon, and I've got your Talk365 TV Wellness Minute. Today we're talking about facelifts. There are a couple of factors to consider. With timing, this procedure can be done all year round. However, there are certain people that have schedules that allow them to come in only at certain times of the year, such as teachers during spring break or summer break. It all depends on your schedule. There are different types of facelifts. There are the mini lifts or the skin lifts, and then there are the intermediate or standard lifts, which is pretty much standard care across the country. And then there are the deep plane facelifts, which goes a little deeper and delivers a more natural and longer lasting result. People will ask about recovery. I tell people to take at least 2 weeks off from work. People who come in from out of town will get back on airplanes to go home at 10 to 14 days. It's about then that most of the swelling and bruising has gone down and sometimes needs to be concealed with a little bit of makeup. Then I tell people to avoid any strenuous activities, any aerobic exercise for at least 6 weeks. After that, you can do anything you want. For more information, go to my website, fairbanksmd.com. There you can find an online consultation and get as much information as you'd like. And for a limited time, you can book a free consultation. Just put in promo code Talk365TV. I look forward to meeting you, answering all your questions, and see you soon.
I owe the IRS $10,000 in back taxes, and now I'm being threatened with wage garnishment.
The state says that I owe them back taxes, and now they're going to seize my property.
At the offices of Tax Alliance, we hear stories like these all the time of people just like you who are burdened with tax debt they just can't get away from. At Tax Alliance, we're not here to judge you, we're here to help you get a fresh start. Call Tax Alliance, your tax resolution solution, right now for a no-obligation consultation.
Here's a great way to save money on your prescription medications. If you take Viagra or Cialis, we can give you a way to pay as little as $2 a pill. Compare that to prices as high as $60 per tablet. Call now with your prescription and pay as little as $2 a pill. We offer 24/7 service and always free delivery and confidential packaging. Call Pharmacy Shop 24/7 to get generic versions of Viagra or Cialis for as little as $2 a pill, plus free discreet shipping.
Wellness news you can use is brought to you by Brain Rehab Clinic. And welcome back to Talk 365 TV. I actually have the glasses on right now with a 2 magnification.
Right.
And I can see great out of both sides. I can read my phone.
Right. And it's so fun at the end of the day when you're not tired. It's weird how your eyes tie so much to your whole brain and how tired, lethargic you feel.
Well, and you know, in essence too, when we spend so much time on our devices, and I drive Vita nuts at home because I do this stuff. I have my glasses on top of my, and it drives her wiki-wacky. Which there's a certain pleasure to driving your wife nuts.
Right, I know.
As Rita Rudner said, marrying someone means that you're going to drive them crazy for the rest of their life and your life.
I think that's acknowledged in the vows, isn't it? Somewhere in there in the fine print.
I guess it is. So
Man and woman getting along together, just 2 of you? Are you kidding? It's somewhere in there.
It might be. But what are we talking about this segment? Let's get to business.
We have started a brand new segment we are really excited to tell you about because it is called My Wellness Story. We have an incredible wellness team here at Talk 365 TV. And telling their story is something to me that I've always wanted to do because I find hearing how these people became the great doctors, the great supplement creators, or the great whatever they may be doing out there in the wellness industry, it's because they have a passion and a love for people. And when you hear about why and where that came from, it really pulls your heart in and you understand how great these humans are and how lucky we are to have them. And Dr. Hatch is no exception. I think his story will stand for itself as far as his passion for the brain and that science and how fast it's moving. I mean, it's amazing the stuff that comes down through the brain that can be fixed there. There's all kinds of fun things. In fact, we have a new deep sleep training that you can get online for free. If you want to check that out, you should, because he talks all about deep sleep, which you love.
Yep.
The supplement and also tips for getting good deep sleep, and then exercises that rehabilitate your brain so that you can have faster, better sleep. So learn all about Dr. Hatch, how he got his start, right here, right now on his wellness story.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Hatch from Brain Rehab Clinic, and today I'm going to tell you my wellness story. I grew up in an incredible home just outside the Bay Area in sunny California and loved every minute. I was in a family of 5 boys and it was a house of WWF. But when I turned 5, my mother was diagnosed with cancer and passed away. And losing my mom when I was young, right, and going through that turmoil changed the entire dynamic of our home. Not only not having a mother at home or coming home from school to a babysitter or a home empty, and many nights where dad had to work or was gone to things, to then my dad had courted a new, incredible, amazing single mother of 2 daughters. And with that came an awesome change, not only in the dynamic of having 2 sisters, which is a whole different world when you're used to boys only in a house, but also to a mother who was rambunctious and going and always on the move. So I started to learn how to navigate emotional regulation. My second mom was in the school district and super focused in education, and so she raised us to be disciplined and work hard and focus on school, but I was always in the sports. That was my world. The other school stuff was gifted. It was easy until 13 hit and I got a concussion playing side tackle football with my friends. It wasn't in the game of the sport that I was playing, it was just with friends. And I blacked out 18 hours. Didn't come to, didn't understand, to the point I didn't even know my first mom had died. My brain was replaying it. Now when I woke up 18 hours later to my now new mom saying, hey, you got a concussion, take this medication. And she said, do you know Mom died? I'm like, yeah, of course I did, why? But that whole 18 hours is still gone in my brain's memory. It's gone. But with it, also altered how my brain processed emotion, how I dealt with disappointment with family members or friends, or feeling the need to be fulfilled in a level that I didn't need to prior to that, which is where I focused in all sports, because despite the concussion, I still excelled in sports. And you guys probably see that with your own child. Yeah, he got his concussion, he's fine. He's still killing it, or she's still killing it in sports, but you're watching their demeanor change. You're watching their personality change. You're watching the things that they once loved now go away. I was lucky that I didn't want to let go of that hobby because it was my identity. So after the head trauma at age 13, 7th and 8th grade, I moved into high school. I actually walked into a school with no friends because my middle school went to a different high school. Felt alone a lot, yet I had a brother there, so that helped. And then I was playing varsity sports as a freshman. I was in the popular crowds. I was involved in everything. I knew everyone, and yet grades were hard to maintain. So what did I do? Flirt my way through school. And I would communicate with my teachers, tell my teachers how much I loved them, because my mom was in the school district and they weren't gonna let their friend down. And I got through school by being kind and sports. So as soon as I graduated high school and it was done, I went off to Hawaii for 2 weeks with one friend on an amazing surf trip where we were literally hobos in Hawaii and surfing every day, and it was amazing. And then coming home, I got a job for about a year in construction. And then I had a door that fell off its hinges and it hit my neck and knocked my neck out. It bled. I had no surgery. I had no need to go to the ER. And so I went to a chiropractor and he adjusted my neck. I had no migraines. He saw me for 3 weeks and I went off to serve a 2-year mission in France. So while I was serving overseas, I really discovered of what I wanted to become. I love making people happy. As you know, in high school, that was my jam. So I either wanted to be an orthodontist to make people smile, or I wanted to be a chiropractor because I had a great chiropractor and I realized, I really like to help people. I love working with my hands. I've been in the fitness world my whole life. I love being a physical therapist, chiropractor, like that was the world I wanted to go into. And so luckily for me, I had the ability to go to multiple schools and multiple options. And I went to Life Chiropractic West in Hayward, California, because it was close to where I was from. And little did I know, 2 years into school, but my incredible mother who taught me how to push myself beyond the normal realm was diagnosed with cancer as well and passes away. So now I've lived a life of not only losing one mom when I was young, but now losing a second. And I go from a state of, I just want to be a chiropractor, to how do I help the really debilitated, sick, and dysfunctioning systems. And I knew there was a huge gap between the medical world and general health rehab. The gap doesn't have to be there. You can bridge, you need both. One without the other is actually impossible. That's what we're seeing in today's society. The gap is getting bigger and health is getting worse. We can't just be one, we can't just be the other. So now I go to how do I help close that gap? And then I met Dr. Ted Carrick. He came to a conference at our school and presented on functional neurology and how a brain can change. And he talked about people with severe cases as Parkinson's and movement disorders that would change, like in an instant. Like activate the brain and watch a symptom of a tremor stop. And did I believe him at first? Of course not. But did I believe him when I took my first patient who had had a Parkinsonian tremor for over 3 years and I put colored glasses and a tuning fork in her ear and her tremor stopped? We took the glasses off and the tremor started back on. So I created that as a brain exercise for her, and yet lo and behold, 3 weeks later, she's like, I clipped into a bike for the first time in 3 years and I got my life back. That was so moving in me that I turned my whole career to functional neurology. So after I see these miraculous change, and as Dr. Carrick said, it wasn't a miracle, this was a clinical expectation. We expect a tremor to change if you activate the brain right. It changed my entire world. But what's incredible about this is, remember I told you a door flew off and hit me in the head and jacked my neck that started me on this whole path. I never knew how bad my brain was. The area of my brain that was damaged was the frontal temporal lesion, which is where you learn other languages. At that point in the game, I didn't know learning French on a 2-year mission was activating my left temporal lobe. And then I stopped studying the French language and I watched my grades decrease. So I was like, oh no, what am I going to do? So I started studying French again just to keep my grades on average through the university at BYU and get a degree before going on to chiropractic school. And then in chiropractic school, I didn't study French anymore. So I watched this struggle where everyone else would study for a test 3 times or 4 times in a packet and take a test. I was studying 29, 30 times through that packet and still barely making it. And no one knew I was dealing with this. I was dealing with my own battles, my own struggles, my own uneasiness, my own self-worth that was not valued or validated until I came to my own understanding of functional neurology. Some of the great founding fathers of functional neurology, and as Norman Deutsch coined it, a neuroplastician, like this is only the beginning, and we can't have broken brains trying to figure this out. We need working brains trying to figure it out and take it to the next level. And as I jumped into it neurologically in study, I also put myself in that environment. And I took my brain from having to study months on end for board exams to the point where literally when I would sit for postdoctorate exams, I don't have to study. I just walk in and take the test because the knowledge is retained. And what's been amazing is now that I've learned these brain exercises to repair the brain, not only do I not have to study the French language, I've actually retained the French language. So now when I do read it, spell it, or speak it, it's actually much better than it was 20 years ago because my brain can recall and function better than ever. And that's what I did for myself, that's what I do for everyone else, and I'm living, breathing testimony of this. I use this every day in my life, and I study this every day because I know this makes a change, and because I want you to no longer suffer. And that's why we've worked so hard to not only create tools to analyze the brain, where is the breakdown, but also discover whether it changed or didn't. And with those two, you can ride the neurological pathway till that system works. We have seen some remarkable changes in this clinic, and I hope one day that this will be the baseline foundation in whatever field of practice you're doing. You get your brain worked on, and then we work on everything else. The brain is the foundation. You can't fix hormone imbalance if you got a brain imbalance. You can't fix gut issues if you don't have a brain function. You can't fix emotional imbalance if you don't have a brain working. Get the brain working, and it makes all the difference. My dream is that one day, this will not just be in this clinic, but it'll be in every school, and it will be in every country, trying to improve the life of every person on this earth. Thank you again for listening, and if you want to know more of what's inside this brain than just my story, I share a lot of my information on my social media pages, on our YouTube channel, so you can get information and share it with your friends that might be struggling, because I promise you, as you hear what I'm teaching you, you're not just going to think about you. Anybody that you're involved with, you're going to see that there is hope to changing their suffering.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow. Thanks to your support, you've helped make MyPillow become one of the fastest growing companies in America. Over the last 12 years, you've helped MyPillow create thousands of jobs right here in the USA.
When I got MyPillow, I'm asleep almost immediately. I stay asleep at night and I wake up more well-rested in the morning.
That's why I invented MyPillow. My patented fill adjusts to your exact individual needs and helps keep your neck supported and aligned. I'm interrupting this commercial right now. Retailers have canceled MyPillow, and to thank you for your support, I'm going to pass the savings directly on to you. Go to MyPillow.com right now to get deep discounts on all MyPillow products. For example, you can get my premium MyPillows regularly $69.98, now just $29.98, the lowest price ever.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Talk365TV is proud to announce their new studio home, Ignite Studios, for all your video needs. Welcome back to a more intellectual Talk365TV because we both have glasses on.
I think we should have like do-do-do-do-do-do-do. We should have a literary section right now.
These,
Right?
I am going to Nordstrom's, so it's around $20.
Well, yeah, those were around 20, but they had some that had magnification anywhere from like 10 to 15. Go to the one in Sugar House. They had more of the magnifiers.
That's right by my house. That's the one I would go to.
Yeah, you have to go there. Go there today.
Well,
those look good too. I like that there's like a little blue tint.
Yeah, this, you know, what's so funny is
I've changed your life twice.
How'd you do it the first time?
Well, just me.
Okay.
But then, remember your gift from Wish? The holder of the phone?
Oh, the holder of the, what is this?
Look at your phone. Look at your phone.
You know, that broke.
Oh no, I'll fix you.
Okay, I need another one.
And now these will too.
This is really kind of amazing because when you do go to readers, Vito wants me to go to regular glasses that you wear all the time, and which is, hard. You know, I don't need it for everything, but these are very nice.
You're going to have a pair. Send us a picture as soon as you got them.
But there are a couple movies where the woman looks like you and takes her glasses off and shakes out her hair.
I know. It's like every movie from the 80s and 90s. Pretty in Pink is one of them. She's All That, right? Isn't that one? There's a new one that's a flip that He's All That on Netflix, on that one that I watched recently, that the girl from it is the mom and the son is the nerd. Same story. They just like unashamedly just did it again and flipped it, but it's really cute if you're bored. When are all the good ones coming out? Like Top Gun? Like when are all these redone?
Well, my sense is when people can go, you can't, why give up on the theatrical experience?
We went to West Side Story.
How was it?
Amazing. I was scared because I love the original and I'm a nerd and a theater person. I loved every minute of it. I bawled my eyes out. We came home, we turned it on here. Everyone wants to go to New York and see it live. It did what it was supposed to do. And I know Spielberg was one of those who was complaining and criticizing the online movement because he said films should be seen in a theater with your community. He was right. It was beautiful. You should see it.
Okay, we will. We got to get out of here.
No plug or payment from Spielberg came from that donation, and he doesn't need it. But anywho, thank you so much for joining us. Trip, thanks to have you back. I've missed you. We'll be doing this so much more in 2022. We are looking forward to this year.
Okay, take your glasses off. Shake your hair out. We'll see you next time.
Oh, I don't know that went well.